know the Articles of Confederation.
You want to know what the Articles of the Confederation are?
Yeah.
Let me show you. This is what it is. Let's teach you more.
November 15th, 1777. Articles of Confederation. So, you're probably wondering what the Articles of Confederation are. The Articles of Confederation was the first Constitution of the United States of America. Along with it being the first, it also came with some issues. But before we talk about that, you need to know a few rules first. Number 1, avoiding dictatorship. Back around the time that the colonists separated from Great Britain, there was this king named George III. And he was just the worst. He would throw random unfair laws on the colonists just because. He could blow up a baby and nobody could say anything about it. This unfair treatment of the colonists led to the separation from Great Britain. And now, with their newfound freedom, they wanted something different. They wanted to have a say in their day-to-day lives. They wanted to be able to write their own laws. And so they did. And since it was their first time, they failed. I know, I can see the disappointment in your face as well. But the problem was, with the weaker government, they weren't able to enforce any laws. That means states could do whatever they wanted with their citizens. States could have whatever laws they wanted. They didn't have to pay back any debts. None of their citizens had to be drafted into wars. The government had to have its own army to protect the entire nation. While states could have their own separate armies, but they don't have to give help to anybody else. This is what went wrong. The government didn't have any power. The government couldn't protect its citizens. The government couldn't do anything at all. So, after ranting for the past minute, let's see what we have already. Okay, let's review. A weaker government. On one hand, it gives the states the power they need to be independent, but on the other hand, it doesn't leave the government with much power to enforce anything. Even just with this, you can already see the problem. Even with all the independence that the states were given, there were still several issues, but the main ones relied on the government. Still without any power. No laws were able to be passed anyway because it would take all 13 states to agree, and that rarely ever happened anyway. So for exactly 10 years, it went on like this. Until 1789. So, again, you're probably wondering, another year you're talking about? How is this important? Well, 1789 is when the Constitution was changed. This was the year the Articles of Confederation was replaced. And well, we've been using the same thing since. The government, it isn't weak anymore. Now, in the government, there's different branches. There's many groups that focus on different issues in America. As imperfect the articles were, it was still a start. Flawed, but still, the articles helped to shape America into what it truly is today.